Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Far Lands or Bust. Wolfie has been on a roll, barking pretty much the moment I load up the world. As you can see, it's still loading around me. But yeah, we're back here in Far Lands or Bust. This is episode 298. It is Wednesday, September 25th, 2013, and we are checking our compass and continuing west towards the Far Lands, towards our goal of raising $100,000 for Child's Play charity. And you can contribute over at farlandsorbust.com. Skeleton residue. Ooh, a lot of skeleton residue. Skeleton residont. Whoa, hi. Yeah, $100,000 we're trying to raise this season, Season 4, Far Lands or Bust, for Child's Play charity. You can contribute over at farlandsorbust.com. More skeleton residue, although not much use. Oh gosh, all the skeletons. Look at all the skeletons that were out here. And previously sheep. Oh, and creepers. Creeper house. Creeper house. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is. I found the base. Yeah, that's interesting. Hey guys, no, Wolfie. Wow, that is kind of interesting. Anyway, hi, yeah, we're getting going, and more skeleton residue. What is going on with the hostile mob spawns? Distracted, sorry. Always something new happening, despite 298 episodes. We're always experiencing something new. But yeah, farlandsorbust.com, you can contribute to Child's Play charity, help get, toys, books, games, and other such things into hospitals around the world for kids to use who may be in those hospitals for whatever long or short-term reason they unfortunately would be there. So it's a great cause. Gamers, give back. Tagline. Smile, twinkle in the teeth. You should see a dentist about that twinkle in your teeth. And we're at, oh brother, we're at, right now, of that $100,000, we're at $45,802, wait, $45,802.97 so far raised this season for Child's Play charity, so keep giving, almost at halfway, 50%, also almost at 300 episodes. I mentioned in the last episode how I really didn't have too much of a plan. I have an idea for something that we can do. Not like overly special, not going to the Nether or rebuilding the spawn house or anything like that, but a little something out of the ordinary to mark the occasion. I have ideas. Hopefully they turn out to be good ideas, so we'll find out in a few episodes. That is going to be next Monday. Monday. Episode 300 of Far Lands or Bust. Of course, we've also been marking the 11th episodes, 311, 211, because I departed the home spawn area in episode 11, technically, so we've been really walking to the Far Lands since episode 11. I don't know. Perhaps I should stop really marking that as a milestone, since it's a little bit oblique and a little bit, not very specific. When you get to episode 300, do 11 episodes difference really change that much? I don't think so. But yeah, anyway, today, you will probably have missed this, but I mentioned also in the previous episode that the Soyuz launch happening out of Russia, sending 3 new astronauts, well, actually, an astronaut and 2 cosmonauts, an American and 2 Russians, to the International Space Station for Expedition 3738. They will be launching at 20:58 GMT, which is 4:58 p.m. Eastern Time. These episodes usually get up about 4 p.m. Eastern... No, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So an hour ago, future past tense, they will have hopefully launched safely to the International Space Station. they've been doing kind of a really quick rendezvous. It used to take a couple hours, sometimes a day or so. They would launch, get into orbit, and then catch up to the International Space Station. But they've recently been putting it on more of a direct path, so it only takes a couple hours, which is nice because the Soyuz capsule is a little bit cramped, not quite the spacious place to stretch your legs that the space shuttle was when they would take a few days to get to the International Space Station, so that's good. It also is a little bit more of a direct... that saves on equipment and stuff. You don't have to feed yourself or do anything else for that day or so that you're in orbit waiting to get to the space station. You just get to the space station. So I will hopefully be watching that, and hopefully, like I said, that went off without a hitch. Speaking in the future past tense here. Indeed. I think... Well, I don't know if this counts as Minecraft news, but there have been a few things I've noticed in my blogs, in my feeds, about a Minecraft map that has been made. We're switching topics, by the way. We're off the Soyuz and onto the Minecraft. There's a Minecraft map that somebody has made that is the entirety of the United Kingdom remade in Minecraft. And it was made by the UK Ordnance Survey, which is actually the official topography mapping society of the UK, and I think they've done it as a demonstration of the data that they have, and they've taken that satellite and topography data and converted it using something called OS Terrain and OS Vector Map, and put it through the Anvil mapping system of Minecraft, and it has made it's a 1 to 50 scale. That means one block in Minecraft is technically 1 meter. In this map of the UK, one block is technically 50 meters. So, a lot of the smaller elements, smaller roads and things, obviously, since they are not 50 meters wide, would not show up. But, some of the major things, apparently, I've looked at these articles, they've looked it up. Due to the scale that they have it at, it is actually 4.3 gigabytes of a world. You can download it and check it out yourself. I did read, I was a little bit confused at first, but there was some clarification later. The first article I read was from Kotaku, and I should just know, and you should too. Never trust Kotaku. They tend to go for the sensationalist headlines over the factual facts of factitude. Their headline from Kotaku was, Great Britain in Minecraft is one of gaming's largest worlds. No. They were basing that information thinking that it was on a 1-to-1 scale, which it is not. That would be a pretty large world and not impossible, but improbable, I suppose I should say. I don't know why I'm taking this route. This is like the most difficult route I could possibly take. Oh, careful, Wolfie. I probably should have just left the water there. Whee! You right there, guy? I lost a few health points. We can feed him something to make that a little bit better. Hey, guy. Woof. Hey, you. Stop. And a boop. Well done. So yeah, they got that very wrong, because I looked at that, and obviously I'm very interested in large Minecraft worlds, and they got it wrong. So it's actually on the 1 to 50 scale, or 1/50th, 1 to 50, I don't know how you say a scale like that, 1:50, it is actually 4.3 gigabytes. Another large Minecraft world that exists. Back in April, I remember reading about there was an entirety of the surface of the planet Earth made in 1 to 1500th scale. So 1 block equals 1.5 kilometers, which got a lot of postings on the Reddit and the Minecraft forums and whatnot. That world is 7.8 gigabytes. For comparison, the Far Lands or Bust world right here is 9.3 gigabytes. So I don't know. I don't know how you can measure or compare. I don't know if any of you guys, perhaps leave in the comments below, if you've heard of any of large maps or whatnot. Obviously, the size of a map isn't really just dependent on the square kilometers of land generated. If you have a lot of complex buildings, if you have things that are built up and beyond the actual terrain limit, to the height limit, like now with the current version, there is the amplified worlds. Those take up a lot of memory because of all the extra blocks that you can't just say, this is all air above here. It's actual blocks and stuff like that. So let me know in the comments if there are any other large worlds that I could possibly compare Farlands or Bust to. But let's go to sleep. The chickens are spawning. And awakeness. And light updatesness. Boop. Woof. So yeah, I don't think I've never even claimed that the Farlands or Bust world is the largest world. But I think that I would be more interested not necessarily in just the file size, but the actual, like, area of land. That would be interesting to know. And it would be very difficult to measure for Farlands or Bust, really, especially until we would get a much more clearer picture when I press F3 again, which I will not do until we raise $100,000 for Child's Play charity. So, yeah, that would be hard to calculate. And I suppose if that happens, then I could, technically, I suppose there might be some sort of program I could put it into that would get sheared. That would allow me, someone or myself, to measure the actual square meters of land I have generated here. Which, walking in a straight line, you only generate so many chunks to the left and the right. And then you add that up, or multiply that by how much I've walked westward. And of course, there's deviations left and right, north and south. So yeah, it's hard to say, but it is of very much interest to me. And I don't know, perhaps one day the Farlands or Bust world could be one of the largest worlds in the world. I've been watching a lot of Top Gear. Oh my God, Kurt! It's a Fortall naturally spawning sugarcane. Those never happen, except almost every episode. So yeah, anyway, I just saw that and figured I'd mention it. Like I said, not necessarily Minecraft news. I reserve Minecraft news to actual Mojang or game development related news, but there you have it. Very cool. I'll put links to not the Kotaku, but I believe Rock Paper Shotgun had an article, and they properly listed the size of the world in the proper scale that it was, and they never made any claims to it being the largest Minecraft world or gaming world in the world. So hooray for factual reporting. Aha, indeed. So, since Farlands or Bust is simply me walking in a westward direction in Minecraft, we need things to talk about. And a lot of those things I get from the comments and from the comments field that comes with donations to Child's Play charities. So I can get to a lot of those questions that you guys left for me now from a donor to Child's Play charity. Cataratic, what kind of coffee are you drinking now? I do have a coffee hobby. I'll call it a hobby and not a habit. Every morning I drink my coffee. I've been doing, careful Wolfie, the pour over with my Hario little, what are those things called? V60? V20? Something. It's a Hario pour over is really all you really need to know. And I've actually been, this day, I had the Stumptown coffee, I believe it's from Costa Rica, that was given to me by a Farlander in Seattle. So that has still lasted me quite a ways since being at PAX in Seattle. Was it, oh, I forgot your name already. I had the bag, Daniel, something, started with the D. So thank you. That is still being very much enjoyed. I also have a little bit left of my previous Intelligentsia coffee. I believe I had a Guatemalan. It was a limited release. I was actually downtown at the time and visited an Intelligentsia and bought, instead of paying shipping as I normally do, I just order online. I bought what they had on the shelf there, and I didn't know this at the time, but I'd never bought coffee directly from an Intelligentsia shop. You buy a bag of coffee, you get a free coffee, like a free coffee, cup of coffee in the shop. So I was like, yes, I will take that. I would like that very much. And so, yeah, I got, what did I get? Their summer celebration blend, or not celebration blend, it was the solstice blend, or something like that, which was all right, indeed. But yeah, that's lasted me a little bit of time since I've been downtown. So that Skeletnus, that has been the coffee I've been drinking lately. Another question from an anonymous donor. Have you ever tried, along the same lines, have you ever tried local coffee roasters in the Chicago area? I know you like Intelligentsia coffees, but have you sampled any others? I have. I've tried, I believe it's Metropolis is in Chicago. I've tried some of theirs. I don't know, I guess it might just be habit, but I've just found that Intelligentsia has a bit of a better selection, variety. They're not the cheapest, but they seem to have a better selection and variety, and I'm familiar with how they sell their coffee and their beans. So I've tried Metropolis. This one that I'm using is Stumptown. I don't believe they are in Chicago, but that was given to me. Stumptown. I've actually, before this, tried Stumptown as well. I've ordered from them. But yeah, Intelligentsia I just keep buying because they get it to you quick, they roast it quick and give it to you. Like I said, it's not the cheapest, but it's good, and I know the ones I like, but then I keep track and I'm like, I haven't tried this yet, or oh, this is brand new, they just got this in season or whatever. So I'm pretty consistent with the Intelligentsia coffee. But both of you, thank you for those questions, and of course the donations to Child's Play Charity. Whoa, this is a place and a half. Crazy. Is it all... Yeah, wow. Hold on, I'm gonna be dangerous. So very, very dangerous. Yes, that did absolutely nothing. Alright, doing a little bit of exploring here on Far Lands or Bust. Give me that back. Ooh. Alright, we gotta give ourselves a way out. Whoa! Alright, this is just kind of like a cave type situation. Like, that just happens to be exposed to the elements. Alright, let's get out of here. I don't like the sound of the zombies that I cannot see. So let's grab Wolfie and just walk right over this thing. Ah, that's actually kind of dangerous for Wolfie. Let's go over to the left. Although, we are gaining altitude here, so perhaps it's just not safe for Wolfie all around. Yep, there's the clouds. Good job, Kurt. I'm sorry, what was this other question? Oh yeah, I have another question here from The Axe. The Axe. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Axe, for your donation and your question. How, or do you know how to polish your shoes? I've tried to find some information. on polishing. I've tried to find some information on shoe polishing, but I did not find much. Were you looking on the internet? Because there is always, no matter what you're looking to do, there's always a bunch of how to do this, how to do that. The proper way to do this. No, this person is wrong. You should do it this way. Everything from making coffee to polishing shoes to tying your shoes and then tying a tie. You know, everything's out there on the internet. But you know what? I have a shoe polishing kit and the proper tools and whatnot, but I have yet to polish shoes. I should. I have some nice shoes. I have some nice shoes that I should actually I should sell because I do not wear them ever. I have a very nice pair of Alden boots that are what's the special kind of leather called? It is why am I forgetting the type of leather? It's anyway, it's a nice kind of leather, but I never wear them. They're a little bit big on me. I got them on eBay. It was a good deal. So I'm like, ooh, these are nice. So I grabbed them, but I never wear them. So I should just sell them on eBay again. I have some dress shoes and stuff. But where I would say to get your information is the internet. A couple places. Put This On is kind of the blog I reference a lot that kind of first got me rolling on the other hobby, in addition to coffee, you know, clothes and things like that, nice shoes and stuff. I believe they have a video series, and I believe the first video was on denim. I believe the second video was on shoes. And there's a segment in there on how to polish and care for your nice shoes. Of course, if you're buying shoes at Kohl's or you know, even Old Navy or The Gap, or I don't know who sells dress-style shoes. You know, if they're $50 or so, then maybe those aren't the type of shoes that really require polish. Hey, guy, why are you here? Why are you here? Thank you. So, you know, those you probably don't have to worry about, but the nice shoes. Like, I have a pair of Allen Edmonds that are nice black dress shoes, just the plain dress shoes. Should be polished. Like I said, my Aldens, things that are like actual quality leather and stuff like that, those should be polished. So Put This On. They have a video series and different posts. There's also a website called The Art of Manliness, which is, I'm not a fan of the name. It kind of sounds a little bit too manly. Scott Manley. No, a little bit too manly, but they have a bunch of guides on proper tying of your ties, but one of them is polishing your shoes. So look those up and check those out. Let me go to sleep. And awakeness. And shine your shoesness. Let's feed Wolfiness while we're at it. But yeah, I own shoe polish and a brush, a horsehair brush, and a dauber, and the proper cloths and things, but I've never gotten around to actually... Hello. I've never actually gotten around to polishing any pairs of my shoes. It seems fairly simple. I mean, it's... A lot of people think that shoes... Leather shoes are, like, delicate and hard to care for, but... They're made out of cows, and cows are always outside, and they're in the rain, and they're in the mud and stuff, and... obviously... You know, it's made out of the same stuff as a cow, so they can be a little bit more robust than you think. But yeah, I suppose you do need to polish and at least, what's the word? If you don't polish, I believe they say you should at least condition. Use a shoe conditioner that gets the moisture back in the leather. Is I think the least you should do. So yeah, perhaps I should do that at some point. Thank you for reminding me. And then perhaps that will allow me to look at my over-exuberant shoe collection that I never wear and perhaps get rid of some. Sell some off so I can pay for going to Minecon or something like that. So, indeed, thank you very much, The Axe, for that question. Boop, boop. It's gonna hurt. Oh, it's gonna hurt Wolfie. Careful, careful, don't jump, dude. Whoa, well done, alright. Let's see. Let's make our way up here. From Cherry P Gamer, their donation asked, "What is your opinion on dream interpretation? Is there a dream you have had that was so strange you wondered what it could mean?" I kind of treat that in the same regard as one would astrology or any other sort of, you know, or hypnotism or any other sort of pseudo non-science. I haven't looked that much into it, but I can't imagine there is much weight behind dream interpretation. I think the way most people look at it as is it's some sort of either premonition or some sort of connection to fate or something like that, which is not something I subscribe to. So dream interpretation, I always just take it that dreams are your brains. Your brains? I have multiple brains, everybody. That's why I can't wear baseball caps. My head is too big. Is your brain processing the information from the day and the past days, and also just occupying itself in the times that it's kind of. Where did you come from? Just the dark under the trees? Occupying itself in the time where it has been shut off and it is in standby mode or whatever. So that's as much, I suppose, meaning or weight that I put on dreams. Most of my dreams never follow plot lines. I know some people I've talked to, their dreams have a storyline, a consistent storyline. Mine's all over the place. This thing could happen, and I could be in this place, or back in Paris, France, or at some sort of convention in some unnamed town or city, and then suddenly I'm back home, or I'm suddenly in my current house, but it's inside the house I grew up in. It makes no sense whatsoever, and my brain, I'm not really lucid dreaming, so my brain is just like, okay, this is happening. I'll accept this as reality, even though it makes no sense. So I don't really look into dream meaning, so I don't put much weight into that, I suppose. You look up that stuff on Google, and you get the really vague stuff. If you had a dream about riding in a boat, then that means you are anxious about an upcoming decision you need to make, and are questioning a friendship that you have. It's like, okay, that could include about 90% of the people listening. I don't know anybody who at any given time questions a decision or has questions friendships with people or something like that. So it is all very, at least the commercial side of things, very pseudo-science-y, astrology-related-ish. I suppose, maybe, I don't know if there is any sort of weight. Like I said, I haven't looked into it at all or much. Whoa, very cool. So I don't know, there might be some sort of scientific, psychology, psychoanalysis basis for analyzing one's dreams. But even then, whether or not I put that much weight into it, it's probably just because my dreams make no sense whatsoever. I mean, perhaps everybody else is having dreams that are like insights into their lives and the world around them. I don't know. Not me. Certainly not me. Mine are just nonsensical. So yeah, that was an interesting question. We've talked about dreams before. I've talked about lucid dreaming and what's the thing that I talked about? Where like you're stuck. Sleep paralysis is always a good time. Good time thinking you're about to die in your sleep. So yeah, dreams make up a good 30% of your life. So I suppose they're an important thing to think about, but otherwise I really don't put that much weight into what they might mean for me in the future or my day-to-day life. Indeed. Let's see. I suppose related. Woof. From Big O22. Big O22 asked, have you ever had a dream where you were either in 0G or on a spacecraft where there was no gravity? I ask because I occasionally have a dream where I'm on the ISS and there is no gravity, which is awesome. What does it mean, though? It means your voice is cracking and you're going through puberty. Would you like fries with that? Yeah, that's what I said. I don't believe so. I do remember, and I mentioned this before, a very angry. I was very angry, so angry, at a dream that I had where I was an astronaut, but the dream started in the time after I had returned from my space shuttle mission. So it happened in my mind, and I was doing media tours and talking to people about it. but I didn't actually get to experience it. So when I woke up, I was like, what a ripoff. Stupid brain, I'll stab you with a Q-tip. What's wrong with you? You get to be an astronaut, but you don't actually get to be in space. You were just in space in your dream, but you didn't get to experience it in your dream. So that's probably the only time I can recollect being in space, 0G, in my dreams. I have had dreams where I can fly, and that's kind of the part, I believe that only happens when I do lucid dream, when I am aware I'm dreaming. Because then I don't know what way I do it, I clench my butt cheeks or do something, and then I'm able to lift off the ground. And it can sometimes be scary, even though I know I'm dreaming. It can sometimes be scary where I start going up and there's not a ceiling above me and I just start flying up higher and higher and higher. But it's also a little bit, it's exhilarating. I guess that's as close as weightlessness gets. Obviously the rest of the world around me isn't weightless. It's not the final mission in Surgeon Simulator or anything like that. But the flying dreams, the ability to fly dreams are probably the closest I've had. I don't have those too frequently. I haven't had one of those in a while. That I can remember anyway. But those generally come when I'm about to wake up and I kind of realize that I'm dreaming. So I'm like, well, might as well fly. and I'm able to do that. So, indeed. And let's get another question off the list here, the long list that I have from Zach, with no K, ZAC, asked, would you ever consider traveling as far, quote-unquote, as New Zealand? Probably, possibly. I don't have any plans. New Zealand does look like a very cool place to go to visit. I assume it's gained in popularity since the Lord of the Rings movies, so perhaps I would like to avoid those crowds if they do exist. The Lord of the Rings tourists, but yeah, New Zealand is always kind of a cool place. Excuse me, kind of along the same lines as Iceland. Somewhere that seems a little bit alien to wherever the places around me that I could visit. But then again, I would also like to visit Yellowstone. It seems quite alien indeed. So, yeah, I'm always up for traveling to places that are not, at least geologically, not the usual, which is kind of easy coming from Chicago, as long as the biggest thing on the skyline is not man-made, is not a skyscraper, is not a building made by a human. That's probably different than Chicago, so that's always what I look for. Whence I am traveling. Wolfie, you gonna come down here? Or are you just gonna stay right up there? Oh, why did I do that? I need the torch. Whoop, no, I need it over here. Is that where you're going to be? Are you sure? Because it seems a little dangerous. You're on the precipice. Well done. There you go. Nicely done. All right. So Wolfie is going to watch guard on his block here. Very nice. The sun has set on episode 298 of Far Lands or Bust. Like I said, Monday, episode 300. Not planning anything too crazy, so don't expect anything going to the nether or doing anything nutso like that. But I have an idea. I have an idea of doing something that we have not done in a very, very, very long time in Far Lands or Busts, and hopefully keeping it as safe and enjoyable as possible, not stress-inducing on next Monday. But we still have another episode this week, episode 299, coming up on Friday. If you like this or the other episodes or any of my videos, I always remind you guys to throw a little like button up on it. That always helps with everything, and then it helps get more people to check out Far Lands or Bust. And that's always good for our Child's Play charity fundraiser. Oops, I already put the bed down. I think I have everything I need here. And that's over at farlandsorbust.com. There is a tracker widget thingamabob on the homepage. You can click and donate. It goes directly to Child's Play charity. Just want to get rid of that sand. And you help get toys, books, and games to kids in hospitals around the world. Great cause indeed. So, until Friday, I do appreciate you for following along, and my name is Kurt. I will see you next time. Ooh, next time.